I pray for my brother Esau. I fear he will come and destroy me this very night of my little child. Deliver me! So that I can fulfill your promise! That my descendants will be like the sand of the sea. Beyond all country.
He's got the ball, Joe. Beautiful timing with the left hand.
He's off! He's off!
Got the back. This is where he's outstanding. The Greek's got the foot. He's going to the hip check. He's all over him now. Back on his feet.
Why are you trying to kill me? If you come for my brother, take this back. He's my answer. You cannot defeat me. The God of Abraham is with me. I hate to break me.
Nice reversal. Full guard. Joe, get up.
It's God with you. Has he deserted me? Let go! I can kill you if I choose. I won't let go until you bless me. I've not come to bless you, but to make sure that you don't escape. Now let me go! Not until you bless me! Isn't that why the Lord sent you? Now give me your blessing! What is your name? Jacob! Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have striven with God, as well as with men, and you have prevailed.
He's working for the guard now. First up against the Greek.
I don't know how many times I've been crossed off the list and left for dead. But when it first happens the day you were born, you're gonna lose count. The name of Jacob means he grasps the heel, supplanter. The name Israel means may God prevail. He struggles with God. God perseveres, contends. The name Ryan means, is from an Irish surname that was derived from Orion, meaning descendant of Rion, or Ryan, however it's pronounced. The given name Rion probably means little king. Irish Rye, meaning king, combined with the diminutive suffix. Yes, in case anyone was wondering, in high school, I was nicknamed the King of the Freaks. True story. Mark chapter 4 and verses 13 through 17 are written thusly. And he said to them, "And do you not understand the parable? How then will you understand all the parables? The sower sows the word, and these are the ones by the wayside where the word is sown. When they hear, Satan comes immediately and takes away the word that was sown in their hearts. These likewise are the ones sown in stony ground, who, when they hear the word, immediately receive it with gladness. And they have no root in themselves, and so endure only for a time. Afterward, when tribulation or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they stumble." Apostasy in Christianity is the rejection of Christianity by someone who was formerly a Christian. The term apostasy comes from the Greek word apostasia, meaning defection, departure, revolt, or rebellion. It has been described as a willful falling away from or rebellion against Christianity. Apostasy is the rejection of Christ by one who has been a Christian. Apostasy is a theological category describing those who have voluntarily and consciously abandoned their faith in the God of the covenant, who manifests himself most completely in Jesus Christ. Apostasy is the antonym of conversion. It is a deconversion. According to B.J. Orpiz, the warning passages in the New Testament describe at least 3 dangers which could lead a Christian to commit apostasy. 1. Temptations. Christians were tempted to engage in various vices that were part of their lives before they became Christians, such as idolatry, sexual immorality, and covetousness, etc. 2. Deceptions. Christians encountered various heresies and false teachings spread by false teachers and prophets that threatened to seduce them away from their pure devotion to Christ. 3. Persecutions. Christians were persecuted by the governing powers of the day and for their allegiance to Christ. Many Christians were threatened with certain death if they did not deny Christ. Genesis chapter 32, verses 24 through 28 in the Holy Bible is given as follows. And then Jacob was left alone. A man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. Now when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip. And the socket of Jacob's hip was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But he said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled against God and with men, and have prevailed." Jacob wrestling with God, Jacob wrestling with an angel in the episode from Genesis 32:22 through 33, and Hosea 12:4. The account includes the renaming of Jacob as Israel, which means contends with God. The angel in question is referenced as a man in Genesis and an angel in Hosea, but the episode is often referenced as Jacob wrestling with God. In Genesis narrative, Jacob spent the night alone on the riverside during his journey back to Canaan. He encounters a man who proceeds to wrestle with him until daybreak. In the end, Jacob is given the name Israel and blessed while the man refuses to give his own name. Jacob then names the place where they wrestled Peniel, meaning facing God. In religion, a blessing is also used to refer to the bestowing of such, which is an infusion of something with holiness, spiritual redemption, or divine will. To be blessed means to be favored by God, the source of all blessing. Blessings, therefore, are directly associated with and are believed to come by God. Thus, to express a blessing is like bestowing a wish on someone that they experience the favor of God, and to acknowledge God as the source of all blessings. Biblical damnation, in its most formal sense, is a negative blessing.
Don't do it for the money, but that's one of the perks. If y'all got the shovel.